I'm good. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, thank you. Sorry, it took me a second. I figured let me jump up on my laptop. It might be a little bit easier than on the phone.
That's okay. I had some stuff set up also. So did that. So I think I figured out the group name. I think we talked about it. Did we talk about it?
I had gotten cut off kind of abruptly last time, so there was a little bit I think that I had missed from that last one. Yeah.
Um, we'll be starting the chat. So I wanted to start a car group through the
Mhm.
podcast. I
Nice.
couldn't, I couldn't think of a name for it, but
Okay.
why are they doing that? Oh, I'm, I'm doing that. But last night I thought of a name for it. Either it's gonna be the One Era
Nice.
or One Era Crew.
Nice. Okay. Has a good ring
And
to it.
then we'll be doing like chapters. We have somebody already for Colorado. Now I gotta
Okay.
figure out now I gotta figure out like the other parts in like other states.
Yeah. Hey, it's coming together.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Instagram, hurry up. Ready now, get this started. I am um doing another podcast for the ladies. If you want to join that one too.
On Wednesday?
Probably not this Wednesday because
Okay.
I'm just not getting set it. I'm just not setting it back up. So
Mhm.
maybe next Wednesday, or it won't be a Wednesday, but like I gotta figure out what day I can get a good group free.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, just let me know. I remember you said you wanted to do, like, a Women's Wednesday. I thought that was pretty cool, but
Mhm.
whenever I mean, I'm sorry, I know it's been kinda, like, rocky getting on here even. I feel like I'm very busy, and I know you had a couple things, with getting a new car and stuff like that and just other little things, so we've both been kinda yeah, but yeah,
It's
trying my
definitely
best.
going. We'll get it worked out.
Oh,
I was gonna say. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and get started with actually hearing your story now. You
okay.
did give your perspective on the. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I started Women's Wednesday last week,
Mhm.
and I posted the actual video, the podcast video on Wednesday. Then I posted a short also Wednesday. So this Wednesday, I got to figure out what to do that's different.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I figured that out. But let's get into the good part today. For everybody joining, everybody watching, we had Graciela on the women's podcast last week or the week before that. And she gave her side of the take of how it is to be a woman in the car scene. But today we want to dive deeper and we're going to get into her story of how she got into cars and how it became a passion for it and where she's going to take it. So I'm going to give her the floor again to tell a little about herself and then we'll get started with today's podcast.
So yeah, I guess a little introduction about me. My name is Graciela, as mentioned. I got into cars. Actually, I would say at least introduced to cars at a very young age. My mom had this partner who had a car and he loved it. It was a Nissan. I want to say a ZX, I believe. And he loved that car. And I remember actually took me drifting one time and I bonked my head and it was just just that little memory of that. And then he also had taken me to the track and I remember like them like laying out the rules and like, hey, for each time you spin out and we have to go get you, it's gonna be an extra what, like I think it was like $15. And I remember I spun out the maximum of like 3 times. And I remember being so embarrassed, but like, the rush of it was just I mean, those memories and being so young and being introduced to it. So then fast forward to when it was time for me to get a car, and I've always been, I wanna say, very independent and very, like, hardworking, so I started working when I was 15. I would walk to work, and, I finally saved up enough to get a car, and, of course, the cars that I was looking at um, needed approval from, like, my dad at the time, and I was looking for, like, something, like, kinda nice. I was actually looking at a sign. I remember, like, looking at all these different mods that it had, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds cool," and, meanwhile, I have no idea about cars, but, like, looking up, like, "Oh, what are pedal shifters? What is" "What are this?" And, like, even asking my dad, and, of course, he's like, "Oh, red flag, red flag, red flag." As somebody who's not into cars, it's like, "Oh, these are, modifications, and that just means that the car, is, like, must have been beat on and this and that." And I remember I found one, and we went to go look at it, and it was a Honda, and it was pretty loud, I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, "This is the one," and he was like, "No, no." So it got to the point to where he had actually went to go look at a car without me, and then made me pull out the money, and we went to go get it. And it was a little Saturn Ion, and oh my gosh, I beat on that little car so much, like, that was, my first car, and, like, it was, like, my time to shine, I guess, and it was just
Mhm.
yeah, that was interesting. And then I kinda had gotten I'm trying to think of what my other car was. After that, I remember I had an Acura RL, I believe that was my next car. I had a Mercedes C-Class, a C240. Um, got tired of that one real fast. Um, because why are there freaking 2 water pumps and 12 spark plugs? I don't know,
Yeah.
no thank you. Yeah, and then I
Wait, it
had
had 12 spark plugs?
it had 12 spark plugs. It was a 6-cylinder with 12 spark plugs. Yeah.
Interesting.
Maintenance time came around, and I was like, "I'm selling this
Mhm.
car." And eventually I did. Got a little Honda from the dealer, and, like, I didn't really want a Honda, but I thought it was nice, like but and then it had, like, a whole bunch of so I took it back. And when I took it back, after that, I was like, "You know what? I'm going to get a G35." And I think that's, like, why I wore this shirt today too. And
I
oh
peeped
my
it.
gosh, yeah, I fell in love with my G35. Oh, like, I just and that was what really got me into Infinities. Um, and I feel like there's 2 side of Infinity owners. There's the side who go to takeovers and go crazy and wanna beat on them, and then there's the other that really appreciate the cars. They're kinda somewhat cheaper cars to get into, but for me, it's just the look of them, the simplicity of, like, even the dash and, like, just everything, like, I really love that car. And then fast forward getting my G37, and now I have the G37 and the Q50, so I safe to say I worked my way up to getting, what I have now, but it's been a journey.
Congrats.
Thank you, thank you.
I will say, me and my brother, for the longest time, wanted a G35. We
Mhm.
still kinda, like still do as, like, a little funny car to have,
Yeah.
and you can really mod a G35, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yeah.
So, it is, like, a little funny car to get, and then to mod it up, I think we wanted a G35, we wanted a G37, and then we
Mhm.
wanted the Q50.
Yeah. That's kind of the stages of them too, It's like yeah, so yeah, but they are
'Cause
very
I
nice.
raced one.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah, but I wanna talk about it.
It's okay, I wanna ask. It's funny, oh my goodness, that's funny.
We had left the gas station. It was, like, 2 in the morning. We got
Mhm.
bored. I'm just like, "Man, I'm thirsty," so we done got a drink from the gas station, and it was in front of me, and I was like, "You know what? As soon as we get on the straight lanes, Imma race it." Little did I know, he was tuned, like, tuned. You could hear
Yeah,
that turbo was spooling, so by the time he took off and I took off, man, bro was gone. That
yeah.
gone. I was like, "God damn." Yeah.
Yeah, I would say they're definitely especially easy just like any community, like, like, little communities within the car community, whether you drive a Lexus, whether you drive a Honda, whether you drive a Toyota, whether you drive an Infiniti, as long as you kinda make your, like, little connections and have your people, like, I feel like that's what makes it so much easier is to have the car community to go to and, different connects to go to and, like, ask questions and, work together with your friends and stuff like that to I'd say get parts easier, to get maintenance
Yeah.
easier, there's a lot of different things that you can do and kinda get your hands on that way.
That's, I had that, then I
Uh-huh.
didn't have it, but now it's coming. I'm kinda getting my car group back. Not really car group back, but, like, the group of people who I be with. I'm kinda getting back into that now that I'm going back to, like, more car meets and stuff. Shane was one of them. Me and Shane, that's one of them, and then his homeboy also has a Mercedes.
Nice.
Who the last time we was together, it was Shane, his Subi, and it was me and a dude in our Mercedes.
Very nice.
But I will say I'm really considering getting me a 335.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been thinking about it for the longest. Get me a 335.
Hey, definitely. I mean, Facebook Marketplace, they've got you can lowball the hell out of somebody, and you'd be surprised that some of them will actually be like, "No, just pull up," because
Some just trying to get they
yeah,
just trying to get rid of the car.
yeah, or get something different, or yeah, that's the fun part about it too. It's like, you know, yeah,
Like I've been considering getting something different. Like I had a 535, so I kind of got the feel already for BMW.
yeah,
Then I had my car twice already. So like
mhm,
I want to fix mine up, and then I want to not let it sit, but like only take like certain stuff, and then I want to build me another car. I just don't know what type of vibe
yeah,
I should get into.
yeah. Well, I mean, first you have to establish: do you want it more like a show car? Or do you want it more for racing? Most of the time,
See,
you
that's
you
why
can't have both.
that's why I might get a 335. I heard you can push some real power out of a 335 if
Yeah.
done correctly.
Yes.
So that's why I might go Mopar. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been thinking about it.
Yeah, well, European parts are so expensive. Oh my goodness. Again, when I had that Mercedes, that was just the worst. Ugh,
Yep.
I don't recommend it,
Every
but
part, roughly every part is like 500 and up.
yeah, my
Yeah,
Mercedes
fucking
actually blew up
ridiculous.
on me, and I had to get a
Mm,
whole new fan. I had to get a whole new I don't know if I had to replace both water pumps, but I believe so. I was literally in a drive-through, and I was with my friend, and we had both of our daughters in the back. And I remember I was on the phone because I was already kinda overheating. I was on the phone with O'Reilly's, and I was like, "Hey, let me check out the different, prices for different." I forgot what it was. I think it was I can't even remember now, but I had to replace so much. And so I was like, "Oh, let me get the prices." And I remember my car literally exploded while he's telling me the prices. "Oh, we have this one for this much and this one for this much." And we're like, "Oh my gosh." Like, what are we like in the drive-through? And oh my gosh. And then I like put the phone back up because I'd set it down for a second. I put the phone back up and he's still like, and then we have this one for 430. I'm like, my car just blew. Oh my god, I was so afraid too. Like it was just crazy, and that car was something else. I'm telling you.
yeah, I've learned my lesson with. I mean, I love my car. Don't get me wrong. I probably maintenance is wicked, but I probably won't get rid of it. Being
Yeah,
honest, it's definitely a headache, but I think it's a headache that I can deal with.
yeah. I mean, being into cars in general is,
Y-
there are headaches,
Facts.
but we're willing to, and I think that's what a lot of people who are not into cars also don't understand or realize is that I don't know. It's like any passion that you have, though, you're going to spend time, you're going to spend money. And for some people, like, why would you do that to a car? It's like, okay, and why would you do that to anything else that you
Hmm.
have? Why do you have 20,000,000 books or trinkets or, all these other things that it's like the same thing
Facts.
where,
It's just the
you have
same
a
thing.
passion for what you have a passion in, Yeah.
Speaking of passions, now I'm finna twist it. Tell us. I know you said your dad, but like, give us an experience that really like sparked passion that came from like you and like not nobody else.
You said that came from me?
Hmm.
I think that's kinda hard to tell. I honestly think that maybe being honestly, as much as I love the G35 and I feel like when I was able to finally get that car, I'm telling you, it was amazing, like, it was my first, like, actual nicer car, but I think also when I got my Mercedes, um, being in, because I think that was my first actual, like, "Okay, I like this car." I had it I even, I'm not sure, I think I took off both resonators at one point and, muffler delete, and it was freaking loud, like, it was so loud, even the idles, like, "Boom, boom, boom," like, and so I think even just having that car and doing the little things to it, I think that's where that really came from, and it was like, I decided what I wanted to do to it, it wasn't a car that I had to share, it wasn't a car that I had to, take around my parents for them to, like, get upset about, you know, with me about or whatever. It was just, like, I think getting that car and pushing it to its limits, I think that was definitely something that started that passion, and, like, it's been here since.
Okay. So you kind of did what I want to do. You have the G35, and now you have the Q50. Basically speaking, that's the bigger brother to the G35, right? What's your plans with the Q and with the 35? Like, do you plan on do like I can ask you a question. Like, do you plan to like the model the same or like have them like totally different?
So, well, I don't have the G35 anymore. I did have the G35 coupe, and now I have the G37 sedan. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So that one I had like where I'm from, there's a lot of people who are not paying attention on these roads, and it had gotten crashed literally 3 times within 1 year, and at that point, like, at one point, I just had to get rid of it, and it was, like, a really, really hard decision to make, um, but, I got rear-ended real bad, total loss, actually had it pulled out, was still driving it, whatever, it was good, and then I got hit in the front, and I couldn't, keep going on with that car, so I did let it go, and that's when I got the G37. So yeah, G37 sedan and then the Q50. Oh, the Q50, that one I definitely wanna keep more simple. I do wanna add little things to it, such as, like, a front lip. I actually have the starlights planned. Um, I wanna do very little things to it. Definitely, there's a couple, like, maintenance things I need to get to first. I wanna make sure that it's
Hmm.
even though it is pretty solid, I wanna make sure that a couple little, minor things are fixed and then kinda get more into modding it. And with the G37, Um, I really wanna have that car as more of, like, a project car because I have some experience with, like, getting my hands dirty and getting in there with help, and, now that if I need to leave it sitting for a couple days because I've pulled out a couple parts and, it's gonna take me a while to put them back in, like, I'm very excited to have them both for that reason because I can just drive the Q if the G is down, or I can also, do little things to it that I've kinda wanted to do, kinda experiment on that car before I do anything to the queue, because I do plan to do
Hmm.
a lot of the work, like, by myself, and I think that's also something that I'm super excited about is now I'm able to say that, like, I want to do things by myself, like, instead of taking it to a shop or this just like, I want to learn, and with 2 cars, like, I'm able to do that rather than just having the one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. You should actually. Well, it's up to you, really. But I say record it. Like, but I don't know how big you want to get into content. But being as you have the two cars now, if you want to do content, that'd be a dope way to start doing content. Is to do it on that one, to do it on either car.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I would like to do something like that. I feel like I'm a little too nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little too shy, like, so that would be very, very difficult for me, but it's also, again, that passion that I have, so it's like, I don't know, get over it.
Like it's it definitely takes some getting used to because when I first started doing content, and I'm just like, I think the first video I ever did. Yep, I put myself out there like big time. The first actual YouTube video I ever did, like by myself for nobody, was car meet in Orlando, and it was hosted by the Hamilton Collection.
Mm,
And I'm like, you know what? I want to do content, but like, I don't. I was just saying, I'm like, nah, I just can't do that. But
yeah,
then that day I got up and I just said, fuck it. I went and did it. So I was talking to the camera and everything. Then I'm just like, okay, well, like once you start it, to be honest, like it
yeah,
is like a weird little feeling. But then, like, once you make the video, you put it out, then it's like, damn, like, okay, well, now I wanna do it again.
Yeah.
And then it get fun because yesterday, I was supposed to make a video yesterday for my other YouTube channel, but I took everything out of my car so I could make the video.
Uh-huh.
But I will say it is fun, like, once you just try it and start it and, like, get the feel for it, you might like it. It could be fun for you.
Yeah, I think I just don't go out enough for that, you know, it's I mean, I guess to how, like, you kinda did with car mates and stuff, I probably could with, like, actually, like, doing the maintenance on the car, and I wouldn't mind feedback either, like, and I already know that that would be crazy because there's hate anywhere, but especially in the car community, and I'm a girl,
Oh, yes.
and I have 2 Infinities, like, oh my gosh, like, the hate is gonna be so real, but it's okay, I'm ready for it, you know, I'm pretty confident in like, I don't know, just learning, like, I love to learn, like, I am a full-time student right now, and I was actually going to take a mechanics class this semester. I ended up doing a weight training class instead because that is also something I have a passion in, is going to the gym and, you know, exercising, and I've gotten pretty far in that journey, but I was so close, like, I was enrolled in the class, and then last minute, I felt bad too because I'm like, "You know what, there's people who actually need this class for their career," and there was, like, a wait list. And I'm like, "This is something that I have a passion in, but let me get some tools and I can, watch YouTube and try to figure it out rather than take the opportunity, I guess, from somebody who is, again, like, that's the career that they're going into." I'm going into something completely different, so I don't need that class, I just wanted it, but it was like,
I
I
feel
was
that.
this close. Yeah.
And then you can always go back. And then I say, since you're gonna start doing it on your own, trial and error will be your biggest learning curve.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
'Cause I can fully admit my car's having a gas issue, right?
Mhm.
Now, this was the first time I ever, like, worked with the fuel system on any car.
That's
So,
scary.
I fixed it. So I thought I fixed it.
Mhm.
Thought I fixed it. And then the next day I woke up, tried to turn the car on. It wasn't turning on. Like, it did a thing. Normally, it'll crank but don't start. So it did that. Now I'm like, "Okay, well, I didn't too much think anything of it." So,
Mhm.
did that. I tried to crank it again, crank but didn't start. Then the third time, it actually turned over. So I'm like, "Okay, cool." I shouldn't have been like red flag here. Like, you should go through everything again.
Yeah.
I didn't. So then drove to the stove. It supposedly ran out of gas. And then luckily, I was like a minute from the gas station, so I could walk to it, put gas in the car. I
Okay.
did that.
Yeah.
I went, it turned on, and I went back to the gas station and put more gas in it, right?
Mhm.
Well, as I'm pumping the gas, it's just coming straight out of my tank.
No, and not with these gas prices right now, oh my gosh. That's terrible.
By the time the meter hit $35, it was all just dripping from the bottom of my car. And I was just like, literally every bit of gas I put in that car, I thought. Now this is where to me it got kind of funny. I thought all the gas leaked out the car, right?
Mhm.
It didn't. I could have drove the car home that same day, but
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not touching it. The gas just leaked out real bad. I'm not driving that car right now or touching it. That gas smell was just like horrible.
yeah.
So I wait. The next morning I go back outside and try to fix it.
Mhm.
Lo and behold, both caps was loose.
Oh, man.
That's my fault because I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't I didn't tighten it or I didn't seal it correctly. So I'm guessing when I was putting the gas in the car, it was just coming straight back out the car.
Expensive mistake, yeah.
Baby.
That
So I had
trial
to
and
pay to
error.
get it towed home. Then I had to pay to put the gas back in it. And then I had to go and get a new cap and new seals for it. And I'm just like, well, I'm trial and error. And since then, it's been perfect.
You need AAA. They do I think it's, like right now because I think I've had their thing for, like, as long as I've been driving, my dad was like, "You're getting AAA." So he had me on his account until, I think it's like 21, you have to get your own account. So then I've had my own account for a while, but I think I'm up to like 2 it's a couple 200-mile tows, and then from there, a couple 100-mile tows, and I'm telling you, it's like 120 something a year, and it's so worth it. 100% worth it.
Yeah, that's definitely worth it.
Yes. And then
Yeah,
you
I don't
get
know why,
discounts
but
and stuff. Yeah.
I go with I go with Direct General, but I'm actually switched to AAA
Yeah. Yeah.
because my tire popped. Nah, I'm not to you. It was one point in time, boy, with that car, boy. I swear to God, I almost threw that bitch in the fucking lake.
Oh.
Um, I'm dropping. I'm in Jacksonville and I'm dropping. And then
Mhm.
one tire, one tire popped, like completely popped on me. I got a picture of it. It popped on me. So I put a spare on that tire. I kid you not. 2 days later, I'm driving again. My tire just goes flat out of nowhere. It won't hold air. So now I'm sitting there and I'm just like, okay, well, I had to get a spare for my homeboy. So now I have two
Mhm.
spares on my car.
Yeah.
Then I'm driving again and then the front right tire went out. And I was like, yo, like, ain't no fucking way. So then at that point,
Yeah.
for direct op, you gotta wait a couple days for you. I'm like, the fuck? My homegirl
Mhm. That's good.
had a my last option was fucking rent a world. I did not want to pay for tires every week or every 2 weeks. But at that point, I'm on two spares and a flat. I had no option.
No, you can't even push
So
the car past the there's no pushing.
so I had to go get some rims in the meantime. And then I had them for like a good like I don't forget like 2, 3 months. And I finally I took them back. No, wasn't worth it. But that yeah. And that was a span of like a week. And that shit happened like was all in the same week too. Pissed me the fuck off.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. Like, being into cars will really do that too. That's that headache that we were kinda, saying, but that's man, that's insane.
I
What
hate
was the problem? Your tires were just
one of them. I guess one had a nail,
oh,
but I want to say it could have been that my alignment was off, and I think my tires were just wearing unevenly,
yeah.
and eventually led to I know one the the front right tire. The
Mhm.
thread was the thread basically was showing on one tire. The hole in that one tire basically I couldn't patch it. It wouldn't stay patched. And then I
Yeah.
think the other tire I didn't see any signs of like thread. That that bitch is blue.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know.
When we checked it, like I didn't see any signs of like thread. That fucker is blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that was a fucking migraine. I had a headache. That was a migraine.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
pissed me the fuck off that week. But I do want to ask though. I meant to ask you this earlier. Like early on, you said some memories, right?
Mhm.
Didn't I want to ask what was your favorite car growing up, and then give us a memory that stick with you till today.
Well, when I was younger, I really was into Camaros. That was, like, my dream car when I was younger. Transformers had nothing to do with it, but when I saw them, it kinda convinced me a little bit more, and, it definitely has shifted for me. I even had a chance to drive a Camaro, and I was like, I don't even want to, like, like, at this point, I don't want to. I want an Infinity. Give me any Infinity. But, and then I think the one I had kinda talked about was just being on the track. When I was younger and my stepdad at the time, I always appreciate, even to this day, him introducing me to that, and even though I was absolutely like, I was, like, 10 though, I think I was, like, 10, and, already he had kinda introduced me, and I thought that that was really awesome, but again, spinning out, like, 3 times, embarrassing.
I mean, but To be tan though, and to be tan doing that though, like he he
Yeah.
definitely put he definitely put the car seat in you early.
Yes. Yes,
So
100%.
to experience that at that age though, take us through that. Like, how was it actually experiencing that at that age?
I think it was nice because, um, it was somebody who actually took the time, and it wasn't just even about cars, it was also about, like, fishing, like, he would take me fishing, he would take us to do, other things as well. He actually like, it was because it was a place from care as well, and also seeing how much he cared for his car. And I remember this one time, like, I had spilled something in the back and I didn't say anything, and I remember he was very upset, and I think that also taught me a lot about respecting, obviously, other people's stuff in general, but definitely their cars because it's like I I felt so bad, when he was very, very, very upset, and I'm like, now I get it. Then I was kinda like, "Damn," like, "It's just a car." Now I'm like I was same way with my daughter, I'm like, "You're not eating that in this car, or you're not drinking that, make sure you're not spilling anything," or
You get like it could be a one chip. I'm not to you. I hate people get in my car and then they leave it dirty or they drop something and be like, oh well, bro, my bad. No, bro, like what are you doing, bro? Like clean it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I treat my car like a goddamn house. Like
Yes,
I try to
100%,
just
100%. I'm a very
I
clean
try to clean
person,
it as
I
much
would
as I
say.
can. Yeah.
Yep,
Hmm.
exactly, and I bring a lot of my nieces I've a lot of nieces and nephews, and, I'll definitely take them places, and in the G37, I feel like it was a little bit kinda different, I had a little bit more leniency, and now with the Q50, I'm like, "Ain't no way, you better make sure you grab every single you grab your water bottle, you grab every single drop you drop from that water bottle, wipe with your shirt or something, I don't care, pick it up." Not that bad, but, no, I'm definitely like, again, it's about having that respect, and I feel like also I need to teach my the younger people in my life as well, and I feel like I definitely have that honor because of what was done for me and, like, how it was, like, I absolutely love showing my nieces and nephews, little things or, like, even when I got my car, they were the first. Like, okay, so I had went to my brother's house, and one of my nieces was at her volleyball practice, they had dropped her off, so I went there to go show them everybody there, and they were, like, super happy for me, like, my brother even took off in it for a second, he was like, "Oh, yeah, that thing is nice." And I was like, "Oh my goodness," but I was like, "I'm gonna go pick up my niece," and I made sure I did not post my car, I didn't post anything until I showed all of my family because I wanted to surprise them. And my niece, she always would ask me to go on drives and this and that, even in the G37, and so I had went to go pick her up from her practice. She didn't know I was even going, but, I went in there, she saw me, and, so we walked out, and she was like, "Oh, where's your car?" And I was like, "Oh, I parked it over there," and, like, we were walking, and I was like, "Oh, look at this car, like, I've been wanting," I was like, "This is the one," because it looks very different from the G37. They don't know a lot about cars either, so, like, they don't I'm like, "Oh,
Hmm.
that's an Infiniti too." I was like, "I've been wanting one of those so bad." And she was like, "Oh, yeah, that's nice." And then I unlock it, and I was, like, walking to it, and I'm, like, getting in, I'm, like she was, like, very hesitant, and she was like, "What are you doing? Like, what?" And I was like, "Get in, yeah, get in. This is my car, what are you talking about?" And she was, like, jumping up and down, she's like, "You got a new car!" And she's like, "This thing is so nice." And, like, they've been asking me to go on drives left and right, and I'm, like, I just love I love that. I absolutely love that.
No, that is like to try to put that feeling into words. I just don't think as a car person you can because it's
Yeah.
just like it's like they get it, but then they don't get it. Like they don't fully understand like what that moment mean to you.
Mhm.
They just happy as hell. But for us, it's like it's weird how cars can have such an effect on a person, or like what it
Yeah.
can mean to a person. Like it's a really weird bond, but like
Yeah.
it's also so goddamn strong at the same time too. So
Mhm.
when you do get to experience things like that, it's just like it's a feeling that you want to just like keep forever, and then it's just something that you want to share with other people as well.
Exactly. Yeah,
those moments definitely I want us this is why I love cars. Like this is why I love being into.
exactly, and then also, like, my family saw me struggle a lot with the G37, and honestly, for me, that's just something I struggled a lot with a lot of my cars, you know? Even with the G35 when I had it before I got rid of it, like, I put up with a lot from her. She had a little bit of attitude there at the end, but hey, bitch so bad everybody had to hit that, you know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, like, it was so nice, and then from everybody, you know, and that too, like, having respect on the road, paying attention for other people, and paying attention for, you know, just being safe, and so that was, like, a big thing for me as well, is, like, drive safe, drive safe, telling everybody, drive safe," like, I worked somewhere in, like, kinda like a little delivery place, and so every time I leave, I'd make sure, "Hey, drive safe," like, you know, because people out there are crazy, and it's very frustrating whenever you have something so, you know, like, dear to your heart, and then in a minute, in an instant, it's gone. Or it's, like, taken from you that, you know, because my car was never the same after that. I had dealt with so many problems. It was a clean title, and then all of a sudden it was salvage title, so I was dealing with that. You know, got hit again. I had just gotten a new bumper, got hit again. Okay, great. You know, now that bumper's gotta go. I had just gotten new headlights. Somebody hit me
Mhm.
from the front. I was like I was, like, appalled at that point. Like, there's no way, you know, like, so frustrating, very frustrating.
That's like my car is doing great. Like, well, I won't say doing great. It was leaking coolant, but it was only because of O-ring
Mhm.
and my coolant cap.
Yeah.
I guess the coolant cap wasn't holding the pressure enough, and then the O-ring was leaking out. So I got that fixed. Car was doing perfect. I mean, like I was taking it everywhere.
Yeah, that's a very minor, yeah.
Mm. So I fixed that, and then when I was going, so I got family in Daytona, but at the time I had
Mhm.
moved to Jacksonville to try to make something with cars. It didn't go as planned, but I still enjoyed it. But on the way going back to Jacksonville, I'm guessing that's when the gas problem started. It choked itself, and then it just wouldn't turn on after that.
Yeah,
And that car set for like a good 6 months, 7 months.
that's hard, that's so rough. And then you also have like, there's other issues that can come from that too, and especially with, like, you have to make sure your battery stays charged and certain things while it's down, you know, and then you probably have to change the fluids if they've been sitting too long and not, you know, that's and then you're seeing it sit there and you're like, "My car," you know, "My baby."
And the worst part was I had took the rims off from window well.
Mhm.
I'm like if I'm not driving it, there's no point in paying for these rims every week.
Yeah.
Took the rims off, so now then had had knee problems. So my knee problems couldn't work, so I ended up losing my job. And then the worst part though, my car was sitting on two donuts in the front, right, but in the back of the car it was sitting on ramps. So I'm just like, then we thought my starter went bad. So I was trying to take off the front bumper. I forgot it's two screws and the bumper. So I ended up just I put the bump off and then I broke that part of the bumper. So now we're sitting
Mhm.
on two spares, no front bumper. And then it's jacked up in the back on ramps. So for a while, that thing looked like something straight out of a junkyard, like something
Oh,
straight out of
no.
a junkyard. And it sat like that for a while. And I'm just like, my mood was just not the same.
Yeah.
Car wise, I'm just like, nah, like I ain't care about nothing like that. I'm just like, that's what my car fixed. My car fixed. But
Yeah,
then
especially when you know
eventually,
the potential.
for real, couldn't go on no car meets, couldn't go to no car shows. I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? Trying to
Yeah.
find this whole time it just got them gas. And it was gas and it was my fuel sending unit. I guess that wasn't working, so it wasn't actually sending the fuel to where it had to go. So I bought a brand new one. I guess it worked, but it didn't properly work. The the sensor on it wasn't reading my
Mhm.
gas correctly. So, like, it'll tell me I have a full tank or I
Oh,
had gas in my
yeah.
car, and there was no gas in the car. So I had to get that whole thing replaced out. And once I did that, then everything came back to life. Changed the oil,
Oh,
changed the oil. Yeah, I did the coolant. Now it's time for me to do my brakes and rotors next,
mhm.
and I gotta paint it. So now that it's back, I'm definitely gonna baby it. I don't mean driving wise, I don't baby it, but
Yeah.
like taking care of it, I'm gonna baby it. Like
Yeah, the
really
maintenance.
fucking baby it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, that's hard, and especially whenever it's like you don't know exactly what it is, and it could be something major, it could be something simple. Yeah, that's hard.
Cause my uncle, he a mechanic,
Mhm.
and he had came to the house one day, and I tried to turn it on for him, and he was like, "Neff, I ain't hearing not hearing no compression." And I'm like, "Nah, gang, I'm not hearing that one. I'm not hearing that one." He was like,
Yeah.
"Neff," he was like, "I ain't trying to be that person." He was like, "But I'm not hearing no compression." I was like, "So basically, you're saying I need a new engine, huh?" He was like, "Yeah, basically, yeah, I'm saying you need a new engine." But the same day he told me that, I was waiting on the part to come in. I put the part in, the car started right up. He was like, "Well, I was wrong. So it's not a bad it's not a bad engine."
Yeah.
Now the guy just replaced it full tune up. Like, Imma change out my spark plugs, um, the injectors getting changed out, and Imma get the crazy part is I have a warranty on every ignition coil on my car.
That's good.
I was buying things so goddamn much.
Yeah.
But now I want you to
Mine's
take us we're
same.
gonna pivot back again. I want you to take us through, like, you going through the car scene and how you feel about the car scene.
I think I was definitely a little bit more involved in the car scene before. I actually used to make stickers. I would go to car meets and I would like do a little do a little pop-up tents and sell the stickers and stuff like that. Met a couple people that way. Go to car meets a little bit more often. And then I definitely withdrew when I had separated from my ex because we would kind of go together. We would do, like a lot of those things together. And from there, like I kind of just went solo, kind of with it and like kind of just cruise with myself and with my daughter. I didn't really want to run into anybody anymore. I didn't really want to connect with people anymore because he's more into the car scene than I am. So it was kind of like I didn't really want those paths to cross again, kind of.
Mhm,
And so now, like, I'm really not in the car scene, I would say, as much. Like, I love my cars. I have the passion for my cars. I go to cars and coffees here and there, but like, as of, I just kind of like say to myself, I guess, kind of don't really put myself out there too much. I do like to, I think my main thing now is social media. Um, I really like to make TikToks with my car, like, so how kind of like you were saying with content. I feel like with me posting myself actually doing things, I feel like that would probably come in time with me learning a little bit more and with, maybe even me being a little bit more comfortable with my own self. But, I love to make TikToks, and I love to connect with other people, like, kinda that way and make little videos and, like, stupid stuff, like, honestly, like and I've even had to clarify, like, "Oh, this is about a car," or, like, I remember somebody like, "Oh, how why are you so heartbroken?" And I'm like, that was about my car, like, it wasn't even" you know? Like, it
they
wasn't
don't
about
get it.
anything. Yeah, and so I'm like, just stupid, dumb videos or making, like, little dumb captions and, I feel like TikTok has actually been somewhat promoting my videos or I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's TikTok actually promoting my videos a little bit more or if people are actually liking my content a little bit more lately, but I've gotten and normally if I have 10% of the viewers who like my stuff, I'm satisfied with that. So if like 200 people watch it and then I have 20 likes, I'm like, "Okay, I'm doing pretty good." And lately it's been a little bit more like 30%. And I'm
That's
like,
good, though.
"Okay, I
Good
love that."
engagement.
Exactly. I'm like, Okay." So yeah, I think I'm more of that like that's the social media presence instead of actually like popping out, especially because there's so many takeovers and there's so many people who are just you can't trust. I don't know, a lot more there's, like, a lot of strikers even, like, especially in LA. I've had my J37 stolen, and I did eventually get it
Yeah,
back. Yeah, thankfully, I got it back. I had had the car, I wanna say, for, like, a month or 2. It got stolen. I got it back the day before my birthday. I was like, I'm so lucky because when I got the call, I was like, "Is my car completely thrashed? Is it destroyed?" And it was perfectly fine besides the sunroof, which is what they do when they steal Infinities. Um, so I did have to eventually get that fixed, but that also kinda prompted me to get the starlights in my car, so that was somewhat of a plus, but, yeah, I feel like for that reason too, it's so hard for me to to kinda put myself out there and, be in the car scene because there's a lot of people who ruin it. There's a lot of people who ruin
agree,
it. Yeah.
agreed. Um, and that's what I like, like touch up on and stuff like that because like it was a good point where I was going to car meet. Like I was going to like 4 car meets a weekend. Like we was always outside. It was me and my car group. We was always outside. Like we was trying to go to this car meet, that car meet.
Mhm.
So you do see it firsthand of people ruin it. Takeovers definitely left like a huge. You know, I had a person on here who actually did takeovers, right? And I don't agree with takeovers, but she did make a good point. It was a point in time where people did takeovers and we didn't know about it. But to her point was it was done in a private area. It wasn't like a takeover like in the street or in the middle of an intersection. It wasn't that kind of takeover. It was a
Yeah.
private takeover with just friends just doing something private. Now on that tip, if it stayed that way, perfect. Y'all
Yeah.
do your own thing within your own space. But now that it
Mhm.
got to the point where it's gotten to now, it has created a huge like downfall for the car scene. Because now it's like every time we have a car meet, y'all bringing the takeovers to the car meets. And like, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
You always have that one few, not everyone, some few people who want to often turn it up. No, like it's not the time for it. It's not the spot for it. So I feel like car meets, people stopped going to it because it was always like, oh well, they can do this, or you know about this person doing that. And then on top of the takeovers, you got egos that's just like high in the car scene.
Mhm.
And then you got people just judging
Don't get me
everything.
started on that. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on that. That's a
No, gotta take the
whole
floor.
other thing. That's a whole other thing. So I have actually gotten into little discrepancies. I feel like I'm a very friendly person. I might not look like it or I might not seem like it because I am a little bit more on that antisocial side. But there's definitely been times when I have tried to connect with people or like I remember one time I even stood up for somebody like there was a car meet coming up. Somebody commented and there was another person who replied to that comment like something mean. And I was like, hold on, ain't no way. Like, I said something kinda stood up for her because I can't stand that. We at our grown age, there's no room for bullying, like, y'all are tripping. And so, I remember them like, this one girl specifically I had kinda gotten into it with, and whoever she was with had he did have a really nicer car. He had a big wing. He had, paint looked really nice. I don't know what wheels he was on, but there were some pretty nice like, props. I'm not gonna say your car is this or your car is that because me and you are whatever, and then they start doing that. Oh, well, have you seen my car? Do you see what I be riding in? Look at what you're in. It's like, what? We're all in the car community. At one point, I guarantee you were sitting in a car that might not have been, as fancy, as, flashy, as nice as that one. Like
Huh?
it takes time for so many people. And it's all about having those morals and how you treat other people. And how you even make your reputation in the car scene because if you're gonna be known as, like, this snobby, stuck-up person, like, why like, I don't know, for me anyway, I'm not gonna wanna get close to that. I'm not
Mm,
going to want to and then it's like, okay, now I don't even wanna go to that meet because I'm not trying to run into these people where obviously they were, like, because there was a couple of them, like, they were kind of in that group, and then they were making fun of me at the time, like, "Oh, your thing is probably spray painted." I'm like, "It's not spray painted, like, what are you talking about?" And then but it's like that, like, talking down because I'm, like, standing up for somebody, like, these are things where I'm like, I just don't understand, like, I don't know.
Agreed, because it was a car meet. It was a car meet in Jackson I went to, and you had a crowd going around just like just judging, pointing out the smallest things on the person's car. Oh, look at that! I know people who bring their cars out here because it's. I mean, like when I say it was probably like that small of like a chip in his wrap. They're trying to
Mhm,
point that out. Basically, anything that they thought wasn't good enough, they were just trying to just talk shit about everybody's car. And so, like, I went with my car group and we sat there and we waited to see like what they drove. And then when they got in their car, I'm just like, yo, shit, not it's not no better. It's not bigger
yeah,
than his. It don't look better than his. They're on the same level. So it's just like I don't get the point of feeling like you better than somebody. So I'm gonna talk down on them when
yeah,
again, you came from the same spot they came from. And you do have the people who was gifted with having the best early on.
yes,
So they don't know what it's like to build something, generally take it from being a beater to being something truly like they don't have that experience, so they don't know what it's like. So even still, like I feel like the car scene also is taking a hit because of people just like that. Like takeovers are like half the problem. But I feel like the problem also is within the car scene with like we said with the egos and the
mhm,
drama. That also is it
the
it it just
drama.
killed the car scene.
Oh, yes, yeah, it's just ridiculous, and, honestly, even if somebody does have a nicer car, that gives them no right to be judgy and be super rude and be super stuck up, and I feel like that just shows who they are as a person. We all come from different, we all have a passion for cars, but at the end of the day, we all have lives, we all have families, we all have jobs, we all have other hobbies and passions, and we're all only able to put so much into our cars. There are some people, how you said, they're able to, spend all their money. They don't have any kids maybe, so then they spend all their money on cars and that's their passion, that's their baby. And there's people who do have kids, so they have to be reasonable. Like with me, if I did not have my daughter with me, and honestly, I think my car would be a lot different, a whole lot different. But those are the things that I have to be aware of, you know, um, that like I can't go get myself like a little, um, like a Nissan. I don't know why my brain is slipping right now. Like a 350Z or a 370Z as much as I would like to, because it's a two-seater car and I have a kid. As much as I would like to get something like that for my own self, it's like that's not really something that's, accessible to me, and that's, like, kinda how it is for a lot of people. It's not really accessible to them because of other responsibilities that they have in life, and for some people, their cars are their everything. I get that, but that doesn't mean that it's the same way for everybody. I don't know, I don't get it.
And then Shane Shane made a good point. He said, now like my car means a lot to me. And but it's not who I am. And
Yeah.
some people, the car is who they are.
Mhm.
So some people take it a little too far, which is like, you can't out outside their car, they really have like no personality. Or like they have I'm trying to think of the words to explain it, but like some people they don't know the balance between, having a car and then just being genuine. I'm trying to think of like how to break it down, but
Yeah.
they make it like really, really fucking difficult when they just make everything about their car. Oh, my car this, or my car that, or oh, well, your car don't got that, my car this, and it's just like get it, like
Yeah.
good for you, bro, but like don't make somebody feel small just because you got everything you want.
Yeah. It's
It,
not a competition.
it's not. I I had a friend named Drew, and he was just talking about something he gone through, like who got the fastest car in the group, and at the same point, my fast ain't your fast ain't my fast,
Mhm.
and it's not about who's the fastest on the street. Everybody not in a car scene to be the fastest on the street. So it's just like everything ain't gotta be about speed and gotta be about who got the best or what's the best because your best probably ain't my best. Like that's that's your style, but it's not my style.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. Some people build up their cars specifically for racing. Some people build up their cars specifically for, more of that show look. Some people like to go to, take their car to the track and whatever and go push it to its limits. Other people like to go take it to a showroom and show it off. There's so many different like goals that everybody has. It's the same thing for anything. For example, I'm into fitness and there's so many different goals that you can have. Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to lose fat? Do you want to gain muscle? And it's like at the end of the day, we're all showing up and we're all trying our best to achieve those goals. And I feel like with that perseverance and with that, the passion that our inner drive, is where we get that. And it's not from like the validation of other people. And a lot of people need that. And it kind of does, feed their ego or they try to put you down so that they seem a little bit more validated. And it's not about that. Like, it's not a competition. It's not a race. And I mean, unless you want it to be, you guys want to race, you guys get a race. But like, overall, it's not a race. It's not, we're all getting there little by little. Like, that's just kind of how it is. And honestly, for the takeovers, I don't mind going to like the little private one where other people's lives are not, not other people, but how do you say, like, regular commuters and, they're not, how do you say, like,
Hmm.
affected by it?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big reason I think of why the car scene has gone down and why the reputation, because at the end of the day, everybody has a reputation, um, and I feel like for people who are into cars, I feel like there's definitely that reputation as well of what we do and how we act on the road and how we have that respect for other people who are not as much, into cars or going to car meets and doing stuff like that. So I don't know, it's like just gotta have that respect overall. But little events and stuff like that, they're super cool to go to.
I can agree. See, I want mine to go to a legal pit. Like,
Yeah,
and then if we if we being honest as a car person, who wouldn't want to slot their car?
exactly.
It's definitely it's definitely a fun thing. Like if we being honest, it's definitely a fun thing to do to go and slide your car. It's
100%.
definitely fun. Like it's definitely fun to watch it. So, but it's just best to do it where it's controlled. Legal pit controlled. You have the barrier. If something goes on inside that pit, it don't affect the people outside the pit. Granted, things happen. It can, but
Mhm.
it won't be like in the middle of intersection where you got people at risk or people getting hit, people getting
Yeah,
ran. Like it's not to that extreme.
yeah.
Because not gonna lie to you, I enjoy watching like legal pits because like I say,
Mhm.
I would love to go out and spin my car. So I can't say I wouldn't,
Yeah,
but thing has a time and a place for it, and to do it in the takeover
exactly.
sense, it's just not the time and space for it. So I definitely agree with that because I won't mind spinning my car. Like I say, if you're a car person, it's just in your DNA to want to spin your car.
Yep, like yesterday it was rainy. It's been raining here in California, at least where I'm at. I'm in SoCal, Southern California. So it's been a little rainy and, I'm still getting comfortable with the queue, and I went on the corner and I slid it a little bit and I was like, "Okay," like, oh, I just love it. It just reminds me too of when I had, because my G37 has had some kinda issues from when I got it. So that one I'm kinda just like, "Whatever." I didn't really wanna push it too much, but the G35, hell yeah. I wouldn't slide it, like, on the actual, like, pavement, but get me a patch of dirt and I'm on that. I feel like just for me, I'm a little too nervous to do that. Like, I feel like if I had, like, a manual car, then maybe it's a little bit different. But then again, that was my baby too, so, like, I couldn't risk it on the on the pavement.
So my car slipped. Mine slipped the other day. It was raining. Well, it was raining. But like the little white part in the road?
Yeah.
My car slipped on that. I was doing a U-turn and
Oh,
I did. I I'm turning, but my foot kind of hit the gas pedal a little too hard. and it just scraped. We slid for a good like 5 seconds, and then it hooked up. I'm just like,
See, when it's
whole
not
time I'm car, bro. I'm just
yeah.
laughing. I'm like, eh, shit happens. Shit
Yeah.
happens.
But it
But
is a little scary when it's not intentional either,
mhm,
it's like yeah, it takes me back when I actually had, I completely totaled a car, and I think that also is, like, something that had kinda scared me as well because I used to live in the mountains, and so I was coming down, and there was another car I had my friend with me, but she was, like, a little bit further behind, and then there was this car who was kinda racing down, and I was like, "Well, let me catch up." And so I went around this corner, and I actually did not know that I had 2 different sized back tires at the time, and I hit a patch of
mm,
dirt like, literally on that corner, and it was like, I rolled, I wanna say, like, couple I don't even remember the accident, honestly. There were some people who had seen it, and they came over, and they were like, "We thought we were gonna see, like, a dead body," like and I popped out, like, "Where's my phone? I need to call somebody." I was perfectly fine besides, like, the bottom of my leg was numb, for I wanna say, like, a month, and
mm.
that was kinda rough, but other than that, like, I was completely fine. Um, just so scary, though, to, like, have an experience like that. Very scary. Very yeah.
No, that is so. And if you don't go through it, you like, okay, well, it happened. Let it go.
Mhm.
So, how did you get that spark back, like to get back in a car and still like love the cars the way you did after that happened?
Well, um, it definitely took me a while, and it was sad because as soon as I got my confidence back and, felt more comfortable, that's when I had gotten in the other 3 accidents with none of them being my fault. I was actually sitting at one of them in my G35. They were all in my G35. I was sitting at a stoplight, and a car came at me literally going like 50 miles per hour. And I remember just like looking up, and by the time I looked up, I was like, shit, like he already completely hit me, almost knocked me into the intersection. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really thankful that I didn't have my daughter, and I'm really thankful that he hit me over anybody who might have had a kid, might have had an older person with them, might have so as soon as I'd calmed down and really thought about it, I was like, "Okay." Like, it happened. Like, it was what it was, and that's it? Thankfully that, like, I had connects at that time to help me with my car, so I got it pulled out, got a new bumper, threw some new taillights, and it was, like, at least fine. Um,
Hmm.
but then I got hit again. I was pulling in actually to a spot, and then the lady didn't have enough patience to wait, and so I literally pulled in, and she was going this way, and she scraped my bumper. I was like, "Okay, great." Like, you really gotta be watching out for people. It doesn't matter if you're on the road or going into a literal, parking lot, whatever. I was so pissed. I actually made her, like, pay me up front. I made her give me, I think it was, like, $250.
I would do too.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then she was, like, giving me all this attitude about it. I'm like, "Girl, you hit me. Like, I appreciate you taking responsibility at least, but you hit me. Like, come on." And so, then oh, yeah, and then again, I had gotten new, headlights. Because with the G35, you gotta have Specty headlights. There's no way it changes the entire look of the car, like, there's no other way around it. I don't know. And so I had just gotten some brand new Specty headlights. I think, yeah, I got them for a steal too. I think I'd gotten them both for $100. Crazy deal. And
That
then
is.
I had them put on, and within, like, a week or 2, someone hit me head on, and my fender was all messed up. The headlight obviously was completely shattered, and so that also makes me very scared, very timid. But that has been a while, so I feel like I'm not as, bad, but I definitely do all that stays with me. Like, I'm very careful when I drive. If I do push it, I make sure that like, there's nobody
Mhm.
around me, or I'm not cutting up with nobody, or, like, I will a little bit, but I don't trust other people enough. So,
Mm. Like it was a it was a trip. It was me. me, Justin, Rome, and King. That was back when like we had a car group and everybody car was working. And we just cruising. Now it's a lot of us, it's four of us, and like we all know how each other drive. So we could like
Mhm.
drive like close to each other, but
Yeah.
still like if something happened, we all know like when to brake, when not to brake, when to move. So a car had cut me off and it kind of threw us all off. But the minute the car cut me off, Justin came from the he came from the back, like spin around like everybody, cut the car off. And as soon as he cut the car off, basically a 3-lane road. So what they did was Justin went in front, Ron went on the side, and then Kane stayed in the back. So I went to the other side and we boxed the car in. And then we all just slowed down.
Yep.
And we
Oh,
like,
yep. I'm petty like that too. Hell yeah. 100%. I'm petty as fuck like that. I do not care because
no, no,
oh,
no.
I
People
get
can't
road
drive,
rage.
man. People, because sometimes, people like, I know what if I am, and we all have our moments, if I am cutting up in traffic, I know
Mhm.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Don't, do not over exaggerate and do some dumb shit that's gonna fuck
Yeah.
up me and you. Let
Yeah.
me drive. You stay doing what you doing. If you see me coming, don't panic and then try to go over or slow down or brake. What are you doing? Just keep driving. I already got everything mapped out on how I'm gonna move. Just keep doing your
Mhm.
thing. Some drivers, I will say, do the fucking most, and you be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Granted, now I don't do that on the highway though. Like you say, like, I never really. I've been in a car accident, but it wasn't like I wasn't driving. So like I guess like it didn't really like scar me because I wasn't driving.
Yeah.
And then things happen. But like far as now I will say I have a brother. Fuck that. My brother and my sister. Goddamn. If I can avoid getting in their car, sometimes I will avoid getting in their car at all costs. I
Mhm.
love them so much. My sister, complete lunatic when she driving. Road rage is her road rage is fucking crazy. Like my sister road rage is the it's like when you in the car with her, it's funny,
Yeah.
but then you like sis, you good?
It gets
Oh,
unsafe.
I'm sorry. Not like not gang. Like not gang, are you sorry? Then my other brother, oh well, you got 2 seconds, bro. You got 3 seconds. No nigga. You play with your life. Don't play with mine. So
Yeah,
yeah,
see,
like I
yeah. Having respect for whoever's in your car too is like the biggest thing, and I feel like some people don't understand that. Like this one time too, I went to this car meet with this girl, and I was with a couple of like friends, and so we had went, and she was telling me like, "Oh, come on, like go, like they're up there, whatever they're." And so then eventually I had ended up passing them, but then like she wanted me to keep up with that, and I'm like, no, like no, because girl, like there's no way. There's a little bit more traffic up here. Like I'm also trying to be smart about it. Like 2 seconds later, I get the call from them, and they had gotten pulled over. Both of them together, they had gotten pulled over on the damn freeway. And then they were like, "Oh, who was the guy in the Infinity?" And I'm like, "Oh, these motherfuckers!" Like like I don't know. And so obviously, I ended up going to the meet, and it was like fine and everything like that. But it's like exactly like you need to be able to be aware, and even with whoever like is with you, sometimes they'll even try to have you push it, but it's like you gotta have respect for whoever's in your car, you gotta have respect for
mhm.
yourself, you gotta have respect even for little things like that, like, okay, now I'm getting into a little bit more traffic. Now it's like, come on.
if it's space to have fun, by all means.
Yeah.
Cause I actually met a dude on the highway. Funniest funny as hell though. Like I don't think the drive from Daytona just felt like 2 hours long. And that day, I'm just like, I'm not finna be in this car for 2 hours. Well, on this drive for 2 hours. So
Mhm.
I'm cruising at like, I don't lie to you, I'm like 90 something, just cruising. And I didn't notice it, but as I'm just like just floating through traffic, it's a car behind me. just doing the same, like just floating behind me. So then eventually it was three of us. So it was a white Charger. Nope, wasn't my Charger. I'm gonna say a Charger, but it was a white Charger, and I'm just floating. And I let down to change the song, and he was like, "Hey man, slow that shit down." And I'm like, "The fuck?" I'm looking like who the fuck is this? So and he put up on the side of me, and
No.
he was like, "Yeah, man, slow that shit down." He was like, "Man, y'all boys moving." So now I looked to the side, and he was like, I started laughing. And then he was like, go, man, go, go. So then I downshifted and I took off. Then lo and behold, for a good hour, like it was like four of us just like moving through traffic. But traffic wasn't like congested.
Yeah.
It
When
was
you can,
spaced out. Yeah. So
I'm the
at
same
that
way.
point we like,
I'm
fuck
getting
it.
through.
Like, yeah, like we was riding. I think I got the drive number is like 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Mhm.
I want to say I cut that trip to like an hour and 40.
Hell
Like
yeah.
when I say we was riding, but again, traffic wasn't congested. If traffic was like congested, I'm not doing that. But like if I can open like open my car up and like have fun with it, oh, I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
definitely doing that.
Yeah, and I have a
But
story
like
somewhat.
you say,
Yeah.
go ahead though.
Oh, so that's also, like, kind of a reason why it's, like, hard for me to go to car meets too is because there are so many cops around, and I just don't I don't know, especially having an Infiniti, I feel like we're definitely targeted even whenever like,
Hmm.
I'm not doing anything wrong, you know? Like, I'm not doing anything bad, and I can still get pulled over, and, like, my G37, it's somewhat loud, but it's not crazy loud, and I didn't have power steering before. I have eventually got it fixed, I had to get a new power steering pump, rack and pinion, do all that. That was fun. But, so I remember I was, like, kinda, like to kinda go around, like, to turn, I would kinda gas it a little bit just to kinda help me. It was rough, and so a cop saw me or, heard it because, my exhaust is done, and he actually pulled me over and had me pop my hood, and I'm like, Sir, do you really like, are you really think you're about to state ref me right now? Like, that's insane, like, like, what are you expecting to see under there? Like, now I have intake, so I'm a little bit, like, you're not allowed to have them, obviously, so I'm a little bit nervous for that now with how they do target Infinities, but, but anyway, yeah, so I was at a car meet this one time, and it was, like, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was over it, like, I'm tired as hell, stayed a way too late, went to a couple different car meets 'cause, this one gets shut down, that one gets shut down, da 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 da, going to get food, doing whatever after going home, and so I remember there was, like, a semi truck on the side of me, and then there was a Charger that came up real quick behind me, and so then I gassed it and then went in front of the semi truck so that he can continue to go. I didn't see that it was a cop. I just thought it was
Okay,
somebody who had left the car meet trying to, cut up, go
give
crazy.
me
He came up
one
behind me.
second.
Like, he came up behind
One
me
second.
hella quick.
Sorry, I had to open the front door.
But it's okay.
Last thing I heard was the charger came up.
But yeah, so he just came up, like, real quick, and, I had gotten in front of the semi truck, and then, like, I kinda sped up, obviously, to go in front of the semi truck or to, like, get into the next lane, and so then he sped up, got right behind me, and it ended up being a cop, and he pulled me over, and he was like, "Why were you speeding?" And I'm like, "Sir, I thought you were trying to get around me," and, like, he was just, like, giving me shit for a little bit, checked on my stuff, like, I was good, and he, like, let me go eventually, but, like, didn't give me a ticket or anything, but I'm like, "It's ridiculous," like, it's not even fun at a certain point, um, and it's so funny, I was on Facebook, and I think it's from Nebraska, let me check. I took a screenshot of it because I just thought it was hilarious, I don't think it shows where Supercar Saturday, and it says, "Happy Sunday to our Super Car Saturday guests. We're so excited to welcome you guys to our show, 9 AM. All it says, "After careful discussion as a group, we have made the difficult decision to officially prohibit all VQ platform vehicles from attending Supercar Saturday. For verification, this includes 350Z, 370Z, G25, G35, G75, Q40, Q50, Q60. And I'm like, as an Infinity owner, that sucks, but I get it. Like, I get it. 100% I get it. It's just little shit like that that is just so funny to me.
I I want to say I seen a YouTube video. I'm not quite sure if it was California.
Mhm,
I'm not too sure, but a dude pulled up in a Mustang. I know. I want to say either Mustang. I want to say it was a Mustang involved. Yep, a Mustang and a Charger. But the minute they pulled in, that dude said, "Nope, gotta go." It was like we're not allowing any. I wonder if it could have been either it was Dodge I couldn't get in or the Mustang couldn't get in. But as soon as the car
mhm.
pulled up, he said, "No, you gotta go." He was like, "We're not letting any of those in the car show." And I'm just
That's
like, "Damn!"
crazy.
Like it get that deep.
Yeah, that's that reputation that, people don't understand why it's so important, but it's things like that. To a certain extent, people are not going to want those cars around because, as a community within the community, that's what your cars are known for. And I think that's why for me, like, I don't like takeovers like that much more. Wow, I don't know if you hear that. There's something going on up there. I don't know. But, yeah, like, it's just, I don't know, that's your reputation. And for so many people who do have Infinities and have VQs, it's like it is honestly a cheaper car to get your hands on. But because of that, so many people do get their hands on them, and they just they're easy to slide. They're very easy to slide. They're very easy you know, um, to do little mods to, or to do little things to, or to get tuned. Especially if, like how we were saying, like if you know somebody, then anything is pretty much easy. It's I mean, it's a shame, but there's not many people I feel like who like take care of them. And so anytime anybody who I see anybody who actually appreciates them, takes care of them, I'm like, like thank you for keeping, at least some kind of good reputation for these cars because they're mostly bad.
And it's like you said earlier, it's the community within the community. And crazy part is I seen a video, I want to say on TikTok, and somebody was like, every M is a black man's Hellcat. And when I thought about it, I'm like, damn, like that shit kind of true because, and again, go be honest, we gotta be honest. Anytime you see a scat or a Hellcat, I'm pretty sure it's somebody of color getting out of that car, right? But then anytime you see a BMW or you see a M, it's normally a white person getting out of the car. So it I bring it up because VQs definitely have a rep in the car community. And it's just like some stereotypes you don't want to admit, but you have to admit. Not
Yeah.
every VQ owner is bad, but it's funny because 9 times out of 10, you see a Hellcat or you see a Scat, it is a black person getting out of that car. And I've seen we're seeing that post about M3s or M4s or M5s being the white person's equivalent to a Hellcat. I'm just like, damn, like when you truly think about like we not and not racist and that. I'm just saying like it is
Yeah.
funny when you look at it because most time when you do see a group of BMWs, majority of them are white. Like last night, I went to a Wawa last night to get gas and I think to go back home. And I pulled up to the gas station and it was like 6 BMWs, right? It was 6 BMWs. There was not an Asian in sight. It was not a Mexican in sight. It was not a Hispanic. There was not a Spanish person in sight, and there was no person of color in sight. The entire meet was just straight white, and they were just all BMWs. And
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, some stereotypes are like very valid. So, but most VQ owners aren't doing takeovers. Most of them aren't that side of the VQ rep, and it do suck to have a car with such a rep, 'cause it's like, well, yeah, they do that. That's not me. That's them. So don't put what they do onto me. Like,
Yeah,
I get it. Like, trust me, as a car person, we get it. Like, doing a damn anytime you see a takeaway video, it's a goddamn Q50 or it's a 35 where it's just like
and it's all crashed,
it's
all beaten up, all banged up. It's so unfortunate, and they get stolen so, like, I don't know. I don't know if you've seen, but there's this girl, she's from LA, and she had recently had her I think it was a 370Z, it was super clean, um, and these strikers actually they had taken her car and were literally, like, on her Instagram, like, flaunting, like, "Oh, yeah, your wheels are already on my buddy's car, they look better on my buddy's car, like, you can get your car back in blood," like, to a woman, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" It's just insane, and so many people are like, "Oh, well, you should've done this, you should've done that, you should've put a kill switch, like, you know what kinda car you have." I'm like, "That's insane." That is
because you shouldn't have to.
insane to me, literally. Like, yes, it's for precaution in case like, there are people who are out there like that, but to know that there are so many, like, in the car community too, that do stuff like that, that it's just like, that type of stuff makes me sick, and then, like, I think she had actually started, like, a GoFundMe as well, um, for her car, and I just think, like and I'm like, "That's great," and but I don't think it was for her car necessarily, I think it was for, like, to try to get more of an investigation going on these people because they're in her face, like, threatening her, they're in her face, like, "We did it," like, so there's so much evidence that's there, but there's a lot of people who will not touch it. It happens every day, They can only do so much, which I understand that, but I do think it's awesome that she is gonna start that GoFundMe to try to, get some kinda legal action going on because it's sad, and I was in LA too when I got my car stolen, and thankfully, again, I got my car back. But that is not always the case, and I remember she even posted that her car was, like, completely destroyed, and, that's something that obviously she worked so hard to build up, and then, she gets it looking real good, looking real nice. I'm sure she had was almost done with it anyway, if she wasn't completely done, and then it gets taken from her.
Not yeah,
So unfortunate.
it is.
Yeah.
One, I don't I've never been the type to take something that's not mine, to brag about it, and then to be like, "Oh, come get it in blood." You talking to a female, 1.
Yeah,
2, what you proving? 3, you repping something, you trying to flaunt or boast something that's not even yours.
yeah.
Like, you didn't put in no work to get it to where it's at to. So, it is good she doing that. I think she should keep doing that because
Mhm.
you don't you don't you don't steal somebody else's hard work and then try to, bully them to to get it back. Like, you get no cool points from that. You just look dumb doing
Exactly.
that. So, it is
Exactly.
good she doing that. And then
Yeah.
if you are in a car scene and you doing stuff like that, you're not really a part of the car scene.
No. I know,
You're just
tried
trying
to
to
steal some wheels. It's crazy,
yeah,
like, insane.
save the
Oh,
save the money up.
yeah, and another thing, she had a sentimental, Polaroid actually of her grandpa in the car, and she was like, "I just need that back." When she got to her when she I think they did end up getting her car or something like that, and she found like, it was at the impound, so she went to go see it and kinda retrieve whatever she could. She did find it, and somebody wrote, "I love you" on it, and it was completely, like, just destroyed. Like, the picture was still there, but, like, how, like, the outer little part of it was, like, nice and white and whatever. She had the before and after, and somebody wrote, "I love you" on it, and it was like it's just so sad, like, that's terrible, like, it's terrible that that's happening to people, and, a big reason, again, is why I kinda stay to myself because that people are ruthless out here, and they do not care. Like, and since I got my car stolen, I am so nervous about that happening again. And it's like, we shouldn't have to be, afraid of that. We shouldn't have to be
Shouldn't have
afraid
to
of
be at all.
yeah, yeah, I don't know.
And I hate to say it, but this guy, man, these young kids, man, I don't know what to say about them. Like, yeah, these
Yeah.
because I know people at my age, not boy, people that I've grown up with. We're not doing that. Work hard for yourself. Go
Mhm.
get it yourself. Keep doing it yourself. But
Yeah.
to steal some, and then I like it's yours, and then flying around like that and boast about it. Oh, it'll bit on my car. Then go get it for your car. Don't take it off mine. And then
Mhm.
that is that is something I should want to speak up about too, though. So it is something to put down in my notes to bring up. And I gotta know it'll take a while for it to change, and it probably won't stop. But to have to worry about if you in the car scene to be in a car scene, and that's something that people got to worry about, get out of the car scene because now you part of the reason of why the car scene also is falling apart because this is not what it's meant to be, and this is not what it's meant for to be stealing people's stuff and then bragging about it. That just looks so damn stupid to me. Like I would
Yeah.
truly never understand that like at all. That's just dumb.
Exactly. Like, I would much rather appreciate somebody who's actually worked for what they have rather than somebody who, and the mindset for them, I'm sure a lot of those people was like, "Oh, I worked for it too, and I made the risk and, took the whatever." I mean, I watched a couple documentaries on, like, some of the guys from New York. Crazy. Absolutely crazy what they do, like, it's insane. It's very interesting, again, that mindset of, like, "Well, I worked for it, and I took that risk, and but it's like, that's where morals come in. There's a very, very distinct difference from people who have worked for their stuff and have what they have versus, you know, people who have and it's sad, but a lot of people have grown up like that, and
Yeah.
so it's also, like, their environment that teaches them and that it's like, oh, it's okay, and for them, that's like they're justified because that's what's around them. It's gonna happen anyway. They might as well be the one to get it. And then there are some people who are just dumb and stupid and feel like, it's just a flex. So
Mhm.
many different mindsets out there, and
Now
it's hard.
you do me and Shan brought it up. You do have some people that's just a product of their environment,
Yeah.
and we all we all got our own background. We all came from uh, a certain standpoint in life. We all seen different things and was raised differently. So, with some, but I'm not saying I'm an advocate or like I support it. No, but I've been around enough people to like I get it. Like I can get why they is how they is because it is hard to outgrow your environment when
Mm,
you've been stuck in it for so like when that's really the only thing is that way of living.
yeah.
So for some it is hard to break that, but at some point we all grew up. We all eventually have to grow up. We all gotta growth is the best thing you could give yourself.
Mhm.
So, but like I'm not saying I understand it, but I get it. I've had friends who've grown up in certain spots and you just can't change that mindset. That just becomes who they are.
Yeah.
But then you have the ones that just think it's just cool to just do dumb shit.
That's the part that I don't understand. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where
But who you trying to impress?
exactly. Well, I do have to jump off of here, right now. I definitely appreciate you having me on here.
Of
For the
course.
next women's one, definitely let me know. And I will try my hardest to join in on that podcast as well.
Oh well, I'm actually setting it up now with other
Okay.
guests, so I'll keep you updated.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I, we will have to do it a separate time. It's another question, but I'll get it later. That way
Okay.
you can do what you gotta do, and then I'll just get back to you about it.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Have a great day.
You too. Have a blessed day.
Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting. And again, do have some big moves coming. Just gotta talk it over with my team and then go from there. But stay on the lookout. I can't say a new call group coming for the podcast. That's what's in the works right now. It's the call group for the podcast, nationwide, worldwide. That's what we're gonna try to get it to. So if you are interested, there will be updates soon, very soon. Should be by the end of the week. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank everybody for coming on for the support. And always remember, it's your car. It's your story, but this is our community. So thank you all and have a great day.